Okay guys, in today's video we'll be talking about one beautiful, amazing plant. We call it boundary tree. The boundary tree, why? Because some people use it to demarcate boundary within the nearest neighbor. The English name is called a bee nut plant or the pig nut plant. But botanically, the plant is called Jatropha, which is Jatropha curcas. That's the name. This plant is so amazing. When I look at this plant, I look at Africa as a blessed continent. We're talking about stomach ulcer today. You know, people have been suffering from ulcer, taking all different kind of medication, but to no avail. Here I bring the solution to your doorpost. Please, if you are new on this channel, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification button so that when we drop a video like this, you can always be notified. Please like this video, share this video with friends and family. Try to drop a comment below what you think about African indigenous medicine, what you think about African tradition, African heritage, and African culture. Please share this video. We're talking about stomach ulcer. But before you can be treated of ulcer, you have to know what is the cause of ulcer. Ulcer is a problem which comes from the small intestine. When the small intestine have wound or the esophagus have wound, that's where ulcer comes. And we have stomach ulcer, we have chest ulcer, we have peptic ulcer, we have gastric ulcer. And ulcer, we have different types of ulcer. But this plan we have here can treat all the types of ulcer you can imagine. Even if it is 10, 15 years, you have been suffering from ulcer, but you have been taking all kind of medication to no avail. We Africans, what is happening is that we are blessed with plenty, but we actually hunger in the midst of plenty. That's why we are here, to represent our ancestors, to reintroduce nature to an African man. Because these are the things our forefathers were using. They were able to live longer, stronger, and energetics than us. But we have all we could today. We have laboratories, pharmacies, everywhere, in the street, everywhere. But we can't stay long. Why? Because we don't consume nature. So please guys, if somebody is suffering from stomach ulcer, maybe peptic ulcer, and you know ulcer is caused by gastric. Gastric is caused by too much of hydrochloric acid that causes inflammation at the intestinal wall. We'll be coming out with more videos on how you can use the seed of the plant to bring out stretch mark. If somebody has stretch mark in the body, we use the seed, the pig nut seed, to take care of that. But in today's video, we are not talking about the leaves. We are not talking about the bark, the bark. We are talking about the chlorophyll section, the green flesh of this plant. And if you knows this plant the way I knows it, maybe you are doing sanitation, you by mistakenly you injure yourself and blood is coming from the wound. You knows the knowledge of this plant. You wound yourself, blood is coming from that wound. What are you going to do? You cut this plant like this. When you touch it like this, white water will come out. The white water that is coming out from this plant, if you pick up the white water, apply directly to that fresh wound that is rotting with blood, it will stop the bleeding, then heal the wound faster. Stomach ulcer happens to be an internal wound in a small intestine or in an esophagus. So use this plant to treat ulcer. How to treat ulcer? See, and you know, if you are suffering from ulcer, you have to stay away from some things before you can be treated. Stay away from anger. If you have to provoke all the time, you anger your children, maybe your wife, your family, you are a family man, you have anger, ulcer will not leave you in peace. Learn to drink a lot of water. Stay away from eating a lot of pepper, and stay away from consuming processed drink that have a lot of concentration gas on them. When you consume all those things, then don't eat dry food that doesn't have vegetable to break down the fiber from the dry food. Eat food that are nutritious food, so that ulcer, then if you are taking food that digestion is not completed, ulcer as well will come. So all these factors I just mentioned below, it can easily cause you ulcer, or it can stop you from treating your ulcer. So you have to avoid them. Those anger, drink a lot of water, all those things, avoid them. So what are you going to do? Just pick up your knife in the morning, and then you peel out the white flesh. We need the green flesh, the chlorophyll section from the plant. Guys, keep on sharing our videos. We thank you for supporting our channel all this while. We thank you for your comment you have been doing, and you have been sharing our videos everywhere. We thank you for your support. Also, stay tuned. We are coming out with more videos on this same plan, the roots of the plan for somebody that is suffering from urinary tract infection, UTI. We'll talk about the roots on how you can use the roots of this plan to take care of that problem in other videos that are coming up. Then we will talk about the seeds of the plan on how you can remove stretch mark in the body. Maybe you see somebody, stretch mark will be all over your palms, stretch mark will be all over your laps, your skin, everywhere. So we use the seeds of the pig nut plant together with shea butter. Within 21 days, you remove stretch mark. But that's not what we'll talk about in this video. We'll talk about somebody that's suffering from peptic ulcer, stomach ulcer. Some people it's not ulcer. Some people it's what we call acid reflux. If you eat something or you drink something like Coke, Fanta that is having a lot of concentration gas, or you take it, and in the long run, you feel pains from the chest, you right down to the spinal cord. Then you cannot belch, you cannot breathe very well. That's what we call acid reflux. It's still the same plan that can treat that same problem. So see what you are going to do if somebody is suffering from that problem. We African, we are blessed with plenty, but with hunger in the midst of plenty. Ngam from Africa, but because of all neglecting, I'm the only year back. I'm a year sure nothing. Because ya wo motote and go top jam, I come do a year issue now. That's the reason why we organize this platform, so that we can bring you back to those things our forefathers were eating. They were healthy and they were strong. See what we are talking about here. Maybe peptic ulcer, gastric ulcer, stomach ulcer. I don't care for how long you have been suffering from that problem. Here I bring the solution to your doorpost. So learn. And in this our channel, we are not here to acquire fans. We are not here to acquire followers. We are here to impact people that are willing to learn. That's our responsibility, to make sure Africa come back to their heritage. Africa come back to their culture. So if somebody is suffering from stomach ulcer, peptic ulcer or gastric ulcer, I don't care the green flesh, the chlorophyll section. You can see we need this part of this plant. We don't need the stem, we don't need the stick inside. We need just the flesh of the plant. We need just the flesh of the plant. If you can get the flesh of this plant, maybe stomach ulcer, peptic ulcer, gastric ulcer, you have been suffering from stomach ulcer, chest ulcer, or gastric ulcer, whereby you have this plant around your environment, you have it behind your house, you have it at your doorstep, you have it at the bathroom, it's growing there freely. We are blessed with plenty, but with hunger in the midst of plenty. Once you get it back, your own should be at least 5 centimeters, like my finger, and then you wash it up. Make sure it is clean. For somebody that's suffering from ulcer, chest ulcer, gastric ulcer, or any type of ulcer, maybe peptic ulcer, you wash it up. Make sure the water you are using to wash, warm the water. Use any disinfectant to disinfect the water, because all these plants we always talk about on our channel are exposed to airborne bacteria. So once you harvest the bark from this plant, this bark here from this plant, for chest ulcer, stomach ulcer, or gastric ulcer, look for any types of vitamin A, because this plant contains vitamin B3. So we need vitamin A to act together with vitamin B3 in order to treat ulcer. What are the common vitamin A do we have around our environment? We have things like carrot, we have things like cabbage, we have things like cucumber, we have onion, we have tomatoes, we have palm oil, we have salt, we have so many watermelon, so apple. We have so many types of vitamin A. You can choose any of the vitamin A that is closer to your environment, that's closer to your community, that's closer to your town, your village, anywhere you are in the world. Look for any type of vitamin A that's closer to you. If it is carrot, you get just a pinch of carrot. You add, if it is cabbage, a pinch. If it is cucumber, a pinch. If it is just salt, you just marinate the salt, a little bit of salt, and then you chew it. You chew it. When you chew it down, it's not bitter. You chew down the water. We need the water that is coming out from this plant. You now swallow the water. Once you realize that it becomes tasteless, now you bring out the chaff. And the thing is not bitter. It's just like carrots. You see, it's sweet. You don't want to come out. You don't want to come out again. Now, if you add a chaff like this, you swallow the water. One, you chew it very well. You swallow the water very well. And then it becomes tasteless. You don't have any of that taste you were feeling again. It becomes tasteless. And then this is the chaffs. You look at the chaffs here. This is the chaffs. You can charge the chaffs. Then you get your water. You push it down. For somebody suffering from ulcer, you stay 10, 15 to 20 minutes before you can eat. Don't eat a lot of pepper. Don't eat a lot of starch. Stay away from anger. Learn to drink a lot of water. Do it in the morning. Do it in the evening. For 7 days. For 7 days. After 7 days, ulcer, it will leave you in peace. Ulcer will leave where the ulcer will go very far away from you. What is the magic behind the ulcer? The big nut plant, call it bamboo tree, or binyozo, or marawu, or garawu, or lepa. Those are the name, and it's a very common plant that grows around our environment. That's the reason why we need to embrace our own. We need to come back to nature. This is Repam Herbal Center. We are here to represent our own. We are here to represent our ancestors. Stay tuned, guys. We are coming out with more of this.